Good morning, everybody. I am Omni Rusted. Welcome back to the RimWorld Tutorial Series. Today, we're going to be going into actually choosing your colonists when you start your colony. So you find a place to land. It's pretty near some people that you might want to destroy later. It's near enough to some people that you can trade with. You can probably go down the road with some really good speed to trade with some different people. You got some interesting landscape around you. Your stone types are good, your growing period's good, you're satisfied with where you want to go, so you hit the next button. Now you're going to go into your colonists. There is 3 different types of colonists that you're going to want to look for when you start a game. You're going to want a mixture of good different types of passions. You're going to want to make sure you have almost every team skill covered depending on where you're landing. For example, if you're landing on a flatland, you might not want to start with a miner. You might not need to. You might not care about animal skills, which for some reason doesn't show up on the team skills. I just noticed. That's odd. Animals are really important. Anyway, you're definitely going to want a researcher, but medical is more important. You got to prioritize what you want. My suggestions, my personal suggestions, look for a constructor miner, as in like a person with mining and construction skills. Look for a cook farmer, maybe a farmer planter, but farmer is most important there. And then look for a person that has social and intellectual. You want to make sure that you have medical covered. Somebody has to have, I would suggest, at least a 4 or better medical skill. And then you want to look for combat skills. Some people prefer having an absolute shooter, but the gear that you start with in this specific 3-person scenario is 2 guns and a knife. So make sure you have at least 2 shooters, 1 melee. You can look down here at your traits, and that's generally what I look for first. The traits that you look for in games, I am going to go through in another trait breakdown video. Right now, we're looking at passions. Passions denote learning speed and mood bonuses that they get when using this skill. So, for example, Ryan here, you can see he's 16 years old, actually 714 years old because he's been in a cryotube forever. And then you can see the different traits that they get from their backstories. These backstories are just more of a flavor thing, but they also denote what kind of skill bonuses they're going to start with and what they might be passionate in. If you look at health over here, you can see what health they're going to start with, as such as if they have bad back, bad eyes, if they start with any kind of prosthetics or bionics even. Sometimes it gets very rarely you can get bionics to start with, and things you can look out for or things you might be able to fix. For example, if your person starts out with asthma, that's tolerable. If your person starts out with a psychite addiction, kill it. I mean, well, hit the randomize button to get rid of it. You can't just kill that person right away. Addictions are something to be avoided unless you feel that you can deal with them to start with. That's entirely up to you. They will have very many mental breaks as they are getting over those addictions. Different health conditions, such as frail, bad back, or Alzheimer's, dementia, you should definitely avoid because you will lose control of that character or they will move much slower, be much less healthy. Scars will give them a slight little bit of pain constantly because for some reason, Tyne and Sylvester thinks that scars cause constant pain. They don't cause constant pain, but hey, it's not my game. I'm not a developer. I just play with the game as it is. Scars you can only get rid of by replacing the lost limb, the limb itself, with a prosthetic, with a bionic, something like that. Otherwise, they will constantly be there. They might lower the efficiency of the limb itself. For example, with a leg scar right here, his efficiency is only 88% with that specific scar. So he'll move a little bit slower. The other leg is still 100%. Right now, his efficiency is just a tiny bit slower, so he'll move a tiny bit slower. Relationships can be a good or bad thing. If you look for relationships such as a lover, that means that both of the people will take up 1 bed slot or a 2 bed slots, but they will be in the same bed together, and they will get a constant mood boost from Nookie. If they have relationships such as father, oh hey, it's me. They will get a starting better opinion of that specific person, but If that person dies for some other reason, they will get a very long, usually 2-3 quandrums lasting mood penalty if that person dies. So good for starting relationships. Your people will definitely start out friends. Oh, wow. They made my character really useless right here. But generally it's a good thing if you can believe you can keep them alive. Sometimes you will get negatives on this, and this is something definitely to look out for. The father is plus 30. However, this guy's father is physically hideous, so he doesn't like him. This guy is shallow. You might want to not bring him along. It's something to look out for, just to see where everything is and what their opinions are of them, because they will get mood bonuses from having good friendships in the colony itself. So, passions is something that I've been meaning to go into. There is either no passion, basic familiarity, or interested passion, or burning passion. No passion whatsoever, no flame whatsoever. They learn 35% fast. That means they'll do it, but they're not super interested in it. They'll learn it rather slowly. Interested, they learn at a normal speed. They don't get a mood boost from it, but they'll learn it. They're willing to learn it, and they're kind of good. They're kind of into it. Then you go into, oh my god, there's nobody. There we go. Oh, I should have been on this person. This person's the best possible example. Anyway, burning passion means they love this. This is like me and fluid hydraulics in different games, water erosion, stuff like that. I love this subject, and for some reason, I just want to learn all about it. They learn it much faster. They also get a mood boost when they're when they're actually doing this thing. So if you got a constructor with burning passion, that means they'll learn it very, very fast, and they love doing it. They love doing it. So as an example, to show you what kind of things you can avoid, what kind of things in the health area that you can actually go for. I wish I'd known this person was here. Frail, you can't get rid of this until you get some kind of bionics. Very late game. Their moving is negative 30%, their manipulation is negative 30%. Normally, because this person has, hey, look at that. Burning passion for medical. That's cool. Oh wait, frail. That's negative 30% of manipulation. They'd be much slower to heal a person who is bleeding out. Oh no, eye cataracts. They're practically blind. This means they get negative 50%. Now, that doesn't mean that's negative 100% because both have negative 50%. That means they have about 25% use in both eyes. Sure, they can do that, but probably not right now. Depending on the age of the colonist, the chronological biological age. So, say you get a person who's in their 70s, which is generally when these things start. You have this person for an entire year. It hits their birthday, they can have a chance at getting cancer, frail, bad back, whatever. And then there's addiction. Alcohol addiction lasts a very long time. If you think you can constantly get them beer and keep them going, neat. They can deal with the alcohol addiction and won't get huge withdrawal symptoms. Eventually, they will get tolerance. So they will actually, that's a video for different addictions later on. So if you hit this randomize button, it'll show you the different traits and it'll go through the different passions. So if you don't like something on them, say this person, hey, they're a cook, they're a plant, oh no, they're staggeringly ugly. That means people really aren't going to like them, as you saw in the whole, negative relation thing here. Because, he doesn't like his son because his son has creepy breathing. His son doesn't like him because he's staggeringly ugly. If you don't like that, you can get rid of that. If they've got, really, really bad health conditions, you can get rid of that. And you can just keep going on. Certain kind of conditions that you want to look for. As we saw right here, this person is incapable of violence. If a fight is coming, this person is unable to do any shooting or any melee. That might not be bad later on in game. To start, it could potentially be crippling because, hey, you've got one person incapable of melee. That means you have two fighters against whatever's coming in. Somebody like, well, myself. Incapable of dumb labor, skilled labor, and violent. I can't shoot. I can't do mining. I can't do cooking and planting. I can't do crafting. You know what I can do really well, though? I can talk to people. That's it. I mean, sure, I'll do these other things, but I can only learn that. This kind of person, you don't want to go into. Apparently, my mother's name is Poopy. What? Anyway. The 3 people in the selected area are the people that you're going to be taking with you into the colony itself. Anybody in the left behind, you're not going to see these people later on, so don't expect to. This is kind of a holding area of going, oh, you know, oh, this person's transhumanist, that's pretty good. Oh, and they have medical and intellectual, but they don't have really any skills that I want to start out with. Let's put them down here and see, say, if we can randomize somebody else that might be good. Actually, this person would be somebody I'd want to keep for the melee and construction right there. And the crafting. Nervous, that's a negative. Anyway, we're going into a later video. I'm kind of rambling right now. So, again, their storyline, just flavor. You can read through it. You can have a mental picture of what your person's doing. Relations affect how friendly that person's going to be. For example, in this one, it says that me, Charles Omni Rusted, is this person's father. Or this person is the son of Charles Omni. Nope, that's my mother. Anyway, that's very confusing. So, good relationship there. This character may never actually show up in game. Always keep that in mind. Unless they are in the people that are dropping, the relationship might never show up. The traits are one thing that you want to look for, but we'll go into a different trait video, and then you want to look for their passions. So, we'll go into that in the next video. I'm Omni Rusted. You guys are awesome, and I will see you next time.